not reviewing Gangnam Style!
Oppan Gangnam Style.
Why do I keep getting requests for this? No, no! Oh, it's so funny though. It's the hottest viral video of the year. You gotta review it. No, I don't. Why would I? What's next? You want me to review Charlie Bit My Finger too? When have I ever reviewed stupid YouTube memes? Do I look like Daniel Tosh? God, sorry, it's just my inbox, all these requests. Let me make myself clear right now. Just because it's a song doesn't mean it's the kind of song I review. I only review songs that chart on Billboard. Okay, that's a fluke, because you can download it on iTunes and Billboard counts that. Just because it charts doesn't mean it's a real song. I think the Bed Intruder song charted briefly too. I mean, that's all it is. I mean, it's not like I'm hearing it on the radio. Am I going crazy? Why, I don't, how? No, okay, I have to have some other excuse not to talk about this song. Like, Maroon 5's got another single. You guys want to hear me talk about Maroon 5 again, right? Right, they're interesting. No? Okay, you know what? Fine. You want me to talk about the frog-faced Asian man and his silly horsey dance? Fine, I aim to please. Let us review this strangest hit of a strange, strange year. Okay, first off, to understand the intricacies of Gangnam Style, we have to first understand K-pop, which is the name we Americans gave to the predominant genre in South Korea's music scene. So let's talk about this K-pop. You start. Seriously, I don't know jack about K-pop. Thought it was a new brand of soda. What do you want from me? I don't know what any of this means. I'm not Korean. I don't speak Korean. I don't think I've ever even eaten at a Korean restaurant. I watched most of Old Boy once. That's about it. But while I may not know anything about Korean pop music, there is one thing I know plenty about. Bad music. Now let's take the concept so bad it's good and apply it to, say, movies. What comes to mind? Battlefield Earth, Showgirls, Plan 9 from Outer Space, The Room, stuff like that, right? Now compare it to the famous So Bad It's Good songs. Ice Ice Baby, My Humps, I'm Too Sexy, Achy Breaky Heart, Barry Manilow, Disco Duck, and so on. You know what they all have in common? They all had millions of fans. At least at one time, they were among the most popular songs of their day. They weren't humongous flops like Battlefield Earth because really, genuinely bad music is hard to agree on. And the only way enough people even notice quote-unquote bad music is for it to be massively successful. Or at least, that's how it used to be. Nowadays, we have songs become infamous explicitly for being bad, and of course we have YouTube to thank for that. The most prominent example, of course, is Friday, a discovered artifact from a rich girl's venture into pop star fantasy camp, as well as, of course, Miracles, a bizarre attempt by a cult shock horror rap act to admire the wonders and beauty of the universe. And when you look at those songs, you realize that in part they became famous because they reinforce our widespread popular biases. Namely that teenagers are shallow and that autotune is a lazy crutch for the untalented to badly hide their lack of ability. Or that the insane clown posse are morons with puddle-shallow understandings of the world. Or, most especially, Asian culture is crazy! Ha ha ha! People from Asia just don't know what the hell they're doing. What with their insane game shows, their weird fetish porn, and their sad attempts to make pop music. This is just so bizarre. Look at this. They simply don't understand how to make normal music like we do in the West. Right. Weird that the first Asian artist to break through in America is somehow even less dignified than the Far East movement. Now, I assume you are all requesting this because you want me also to make fun of this new meme that we're all beating into the ground. Okay, look, I'm not particularly interested in doing that. There are a billion people who do that. And for Christ's sake, Leno's already done a Gangnam Style parody. Gangnam Style will be last year's joke by the time I finish filming and editing this video. But more importantly, making fun of Gangnam Style is just stupid on its own. Y'all realize Gangnam Style was already a joke, right? It's like trying to mock Eat It. It's already a parody. Haha, this video is so bad he accidentally slammed the door on that guy. Yes, that's the joke. Ha ha ha. You're not parodying it, you hack. You're just stealing his bit. Now, if you haven't seen the video yet, go watch it, but I'm gonna assume you already know all the funny parts. He's hoarsely dancing down the street, he's lying between the legs of a guy air humping for no adequate expressed reason, he's screaming at a woman's ass. Look, he's on a goddamn toilet. It's a comedy video. Duh. Now, I like to believe that this unlikely juxtaposition is Psy exposing the inherent misogyny of Koreans' materialist culture. That's actually within the realm of possibility, for the record. Because if you haven't heard by now, Gangnam Style is at least partly about South Korea's amazing problem with credit card debt. You know your dumbass cousin who watches nothing but rap videos and whose dream is to have all the things he sees on MTV Cribs? From what I've read, that's also basically a huge chunk of South Koreans. Gangnam, for the record, is the name of the country's richest, ritziest neighborhood. Like, every part of Gangnam is basically a baller fantasy land. And it's apparently full of social climbing, nouveau-reach sons of bitches spending money like Donald Trump if he won the Nickelodeon Super Toy Run. So you've got this huge chunk of Korean society trying to live up to this lifestyle, even though they don't actually have that kind of cash. For example, there's a bit in there about coffee. What's that about? Well, apparently in South Korea, fancy coffee is like a big status symbol over there. Apparently there's a running joke in Korea about people having to survive on like 12-cent ramen and Spam because they waste all their money on these super expensive fancy-ass lattes they can't afford. Here's the other thing you need to know. K-pop is dumb as hell. Gangnam Style is not particularly deep or anything, but compared to everyone else in his genre, Psy is practically his country's F. Scott Fitzgerald, because K-pop is one of the most vapid, brainless genres on the planet. Again, that's just what I've read, I don't know that from experience, but I do already listen to some pretty shallow music, and the K-pop I've tried to listen to even made me feel like I'd swallowed a wheelbarrow full of pixie sticks.
Oh my god.
Now, you should know all that already, as this information is widely available, and I doubt I'm the only nerd on the internet who will talk your ear off on the meaning of Gangnam Style. So instead, I propose we ask and answer the following questions about the success of Gangnam Style, and take plenty of notes because this will be on the final. Discussion question number 1. Does knowing the actual cultural context make it better? Well, that's up to you, but I would answer no. In fact, I'd argue that knowing what the song means actually makes it worse, at least if you're a dumbass American like me. I mean, yes, I have had the joke explained to me. I get it now, and I say, whoop-de-doo. It's basically the same joke from Malibu's Most Wanted. This isn't Voltaire or anything. I mean, Psy is funnier than LMFAO, whose entire approach to humor basically begins and ends with butts. Butts. But the entire appeal of Gangnam Style for most of us is that it's bizarre and alien and surreal. It's actually way funnier when you have absolutely no context whatsoever. And besides, knowing all that background doesn't exactly make it more meaningful to me. I know what all this is about intellectually, but it doesn't mean anything to me. It's like, you can sit me down and force me to watch this anime and make me understand the deep folklore tradition of these weird raccoon things and explain that there's a legitimate cultural context to why they were animated with plainly visible nutsacks swinging in the breeze. But even after all that, I'm still not ever going to get it the same way a real Japanese person would. Some things just don't translate. Besides, when you translate them, the lyrics aren't very good anyway. Hey, sexy lady. Discussion question number 2. Is the song actually any good without the video? Well, we know that the opposite is true. One guy gave us probably the best of the endless Gangnam Style incarnations by just straight up removing the song. But the fact that it's getting actual airplay would seem to indicate that non-Korean speakers are enjoying it unironically, without the video. The question is, why? When you don't understand the lyrics, he may as well just be speaking gibberish. I know it's just a foreign language, but for all we know, he could just be saying blah 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 blah. So without the lyrics, what is it? Basically, it's just party rock anthem, except that the lyrics don't matter. So basically, it's exactly like party rock anthem. When you can't see the video or understand the lyrics, it's just another club song. And I honestly don't think it's very good on its own. Like here, I have a point I wanted to make.
Hello.
Hey man, I need your help.
Yeah, I've been meaning to ask about all these emails I've been getting.
Hold on, let me get to this first, it's important. What day is it?
It's Sunday.
Oh right, it's Sunday. Sunday, Sunday. Gotta get down on Sunday.
Yeah, was that it?
Yep, bye.
Oh, God damn it, Todd!
God, I love doing that. And back when Friday was big, that happened to me and everyone I knew hundreds of times. It's insidious, that Friday. I doubt if I quoted Gangnam Style at someone I'd get the same response. Like, let me put it like this. Weird Al once parodied The Right Stuff by New Kids on the Block. Now, a lot of people really like that parody. I hate it, because it still sounds like The Right Stuff by New Kids on the Block, one of the worst songs ever written. That's the same problem here. If you parody the Black Eyed Peas, it might be hilarious, but it still sounds like the Black Eyed Peas. I must have listened to that damn auto-tune NASCAR preacher like hundreds of times just because it was catchy. I just can't really imagine ever wanting to listen to Gangnam Style the same way. Apparently that's a minority opinion, but even the video does not have that much replay value, at least for me, because it's clearly funny on purpose, and that's simply just not as funny to me as the Insane Clown Posse, who are, need I remind you, a posse of insane clowns, trying to help me appreciate the miracle of life.
Fucking magnets, how do they work?
But apparently, people in this country are finding it acceptable to listen to. Remove the satire and this is apparently what we want. A couple random buzzwords, an obnoxious beat, and they're hooked. Not that Gangnam Style is terrible either. At least we have some acknowledgement of other cultures on the radio now. Before now, the only person we had who knew what a foreign language was Pitbull. And he once released a song called International Love that only name-checked American cities in the chorus, so I don't think he's a very good introduction to the wider world. And for all the joking I made about Americans not getting South Korean culture or knowing what any of this means, as far as I can tell, people are still enjoying this song basically exactly in the way it was intended. Now look at the guy, he's just enjoying himself so much. So you got me. I can't be too bothered by this song. Okay, fine, I'll do your stupid dance too.
Hey, sexy lady.
Am I doing this right?
Oppan Gangnam Style.
No, we need it so bad. We got